morning, students. I have come here before you to discuss the first lesson of your textbook. The name of the lesson is The Gentleman of the Jungle. The Gentleman of the Jungle. Look at the title. The Gentleman of the Jungle, written by Jomo Kenyatta. Okay? Jomo Kenyatta, he was a Kenyan writer. There is a short note at the end of the lesson about the writer. Just look at the short note. A note on the author, Jomo Kenyatta. He was born in the year 1893. The committee members are not very sure that he was born in 1893, but that is an approximation. Okay? It is also a guess, and he died in 1978. He was an important African political leader. Okay? He was a political leader, and he was the first president of Kenya, and he was the president of Kenya from 1964 to 1978. He belonged to an African community called Kikuyu. Kikuyu is the name of an African community. He was one of the earliest and best known African nationalist leaders. As the secretary of his tribal association in 1922, he campaigned for land reforms and African political rights. So, he was a great political leader of Kenya. This short story is written by Jomo Kenyatta. Automatically, we can guess that the story carries some political ideas. The story conveys some political ideas. However, the story does not convey the political ideas directly, but indirectly. Look at the background of the story, or before that, look at the picture given here, and even before that, you look at the title, The Gentleman of the Jungle. Now, what does the title mean? The Gentleman of the Jungle. The gentleman. Whom do we call a gentleman? Whom do we call a gentleman? A person who is decent and dignified, whose words are polite, who is well mannered and well dressed. We call such a man a gentleman. However, we see the gentleman in the cities, in the urban areas, not in the jungle. The story has the title, The Gentleman of the Jungle. Jungle means forest. Okay? The gentleman of the forest. Now, we do not see the gentleman in the forest. We can see the gentleman only in the advanced areas, in the cities, in the urban areas. Now, what does this title tell us? So, in order to know that, we have to read the story, but just look at the title, The Gentleman of the Jungle, and look at the picture given here. In the picture, there is a hut. Hut means a simply built house. A simply built house. There is a hut. Inside the hut, there is an elephant, and outside the hut, there is a leopard. There is also a big lion, there is a buffalo, and there is some other animal, perhaps it is hyena. Okay? Hyena. Now, so there is a hut and there are many animals. We do not see any gentleman in the picture. So, you have to understand that these animals are called gentlemen. These animals are called gentlemen. Those animals that you see in the forest, they look very gentle, very polite from the distance. The tiger walking in the forest alone, or a lion walking in the forest alone, or an elephant. All these animals, they look somewhat gentle when you look at them from a distance. However, if you approach them, if you try to go near them, suddenly they become very dangerous. They attack you, they may kill you. So, these animals are called gentlemen, but actually they are not gentlemen, they are very dangerous animals, they are ferocious animals. Indirectly, Jomo Kenyatta indirectly says that the Western advanced countries of the West, they are also gentlemen of the jungle. They are the gentlemen of the jungle. They are well dressed, they are very polite, they are very nice in their words, they are well mannered, but actually they are very dangerous. They are dangerous to the poorer countries like Africa, Asia, etc. Now, look at the background given here. In the late 19th century, the chief European powers divided Africa among themselves. We know that in the 17th, 18th and 19th centuries, the strong and advanced countries of Europe and America came to poorer countries of Africa and Asia. They established their control over these poorer countries. They either ruled them or they used them as their colonies, but they took all the benefits from these countries. They exploited these countries, they took all the advantages of these countries. In this way, look at this, in the late 19th century, the chief European powers here means European countries like Spain or Germany, France, etc. Okay. They divided Africa among themselves. These powerful countries of Europe came to Africa, they established control over Africa and they divided those countries among themselves. This part is yours, this party is to me, this part is to me, like that. Okay. Look at this, because they could do this because European arms were superior and because the African chiefs did not understand the meaning of the treaties they were asked to sign. These powerful countries of Europe could dominate these African countries, the poorer African countries, because they had superior weapons. These European countries had powerful weapons, superior weapons, and also because the African leaders of different countries did not understand the meaning of the treaties. Treaties means agreements. Okay? The powerful European countries came to Africa and they forced the African leaders to sign the various agreements, various treaties. They were asked to sign, but those African leaders did not understand those treaties. They did not fully know what was there in those treaties. They blindly signed those treaties. Okay? Therefore, those European powers, European countries make these African countries their own. They could establish their control over these African countries. Okay? As a result, Africans lost the lands they had traditionally lived on and cultivated. As a result of these treaties and because of the wickedness of these European countries, the African people lost their own lands. They became the outsiders in their own countries. Actually, they were born and they lived in these African regions, in these African countries, but they became outsiders in their own lands. Okay? As a result, Africans lost the lands they had traditionally lived on and cultivated. Their attitude toward European expansion is made clear in the following fable. Now, in this story, the attitude of the people of Africa, attitude means their stand, okay, their feelings, okay, the feelings of the African people about these European powers, okay, and their expansion. Expansion means these European countries wanted to expand their territories. They wanted to enlarge their regions. Okay. Now, that is called expansionism. Okay. One country trying to acquire other the lands of the other countries. Okay. That is called expansion. Their attitude toward European expansion is made clear in the following fable. This is like a fable. What is a fable? A fable means, a fable refers to a short story, a simple short story carrying a message, okay, carrying a moral. Okay. You have read the stories of Panchatantra, you have read the fables written by Aesop, okay, and such stories are called fables, okay, moral stories told to the children. Now this story written by Jomo Kenyatta begins like a moral story. It begins like a fable, but okay, which reflects the attitude of the Kikuyu people of Kenya toward European laws and commission. Actually, the story begins like a fable, but it does not end like a fable. It indirectly conveys the political feelings of the African people towards these European countries. So, this is the background of the story. Okay. This is the background of the story. Now, let us come to the story. Let us read the story. Once upon a time, an elephant made a friendship with a man. All the moral stories begin with these words. Which are they? Once upon a time. Similarly, this story also begins like a fable. Once upon a time, there was an elephant in a forest, and there was also a man near the forest. Okay. Now, this elephant developed a friendship with this man. Once upon a time, an elephant made a friendship with a man. Okay. One day, a heavy thunderstorm broke out. Now, look at this. One day, there was a thunderstorm. What is a thunderstorm? Thunderstorm means heavy rain accompanied with winds, thunder and lightning. During summer, in the months of April and May, in the evenings we have storms. You might have seen it. There will be heavy rains, there will be also strong winds blowing, there will be thunder and lightning. Such a rain is called storm. Now, look at this. One day, a heavy thunderstorm broke out. Broke out means started. A thunderstorm started. The elephant went to his friend who had a little hut at the edge of the forest. Now, when there was this storm, the elephant went to his friend man, and that man had built a small hut at the side of the forest. Edge means side, okay, at the side of the forest. And now the elephant went to that man who had this hut, and the elephant said to him very politely, okay, the elephant said to his friend, that is man, very politely, he said, "My dear good man, will you please let me put my trunk inside your hut to keep it out of this torrential rain?" Now, the elephant said to the man, okay, "My dear good man," he spoke very nicely, he said, "Will you please let me put my trunk inside your hut?" See, I have got this trunk. What is the trunk? The long nose of the elephant is called the trunk. Okay, sondilu. Okay, ಆನೆಯ ಸೊಂಡಿಲನ್ನು ಟ್ರಂಕ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Now, the elephant said to the man, "Will you please let me put my trunk inside your hut to keep it out of this torrential rain?" See, it is raining heavily. Torrential rain means very heavy rain. Okay, it is raining very heavily. Now, I have to protect my trunk from this storm. Can I keep my trunk inside the hut, inside your hut? The elephant asked the man very politely. The man, seeing what situation his friend was in, replied. Now, the man knew that the elephant was in a very bad situation, because it was raining heavily and the elephant did not have any shelter, any protection. So, the man realized the situation of the elephant, okay, and he replied, my dear good elephant, my hut is very small, but there is room for your trunk and myself. The man said to the elephant, my dear good friend, good elephant, he said, my hut is very small, my hut is not very big. Hut means a simply built house, okay, a simply built house, okay. Now, the man said, my hut is very small, but there is room for your trunk and myself. Even then, there is room. Room here does not mean a place inside the four walls, no. Here, room means space, okay, place or space, okay. The man said, but there is some room for your trunk and myself. You can keep your trunk inside and I can stay inside the hut also, okay. Please put your trunk in gently, please keep your trunk inside the hut slowly, gently means softly, okay, softly or slowly, because the hut is not very strong, okay. The man said to the elephant. The elephant thanked his friend, saying, the elephant was very happy and he thanked the man. He said, the elephant said, you have done me a good deed. Deed here means help or work, okay. You have done me a good help, you have given me a very good help, and one day I shall return your kindness. Definitely one day or the other I will return your help. Today you have helped me, some other day I will help you, the elephant said to man, okay. But what followed? These were the words of the elephant. The elephant said that he would just keep his trunk inside the hut, and he also said that one day or the other he will also return the kindness of man. But what really happened later? That was one thing said by the elephant, but the real thing that took place later was different. What followed? Here, followed means happened. As soon as the elephant put his trunk inside the hut, slowly he pushed his head inside. The elephant had just got the permission of the man to keep his trunk inside the hut, but the elephant did not stop with that. Slowly he pushed his head inside the hut, and after some time he threw the whole body inside the hut and he forced the man to go out. Automatically, when the elephant comes inside the hut, the man has to run away. He cannot stay there. Even if the elephant does not ask him to go out, he has to go out, okay. So, look at this, and finally flung the man out in the rain, okay. Flung is the past tense of fling, F-L-I-N-G. Fling means throw, S-A-U antartha. Now, the elephant finally threw the man out of the hut into the rain and then lay down comfortably inside the friend's hut. Then the elephant lay down happily inside the hut, okay. It reclined on the floor. It lay down on the floor happily inside the man's hut, saying, and while lying, the elephant also said, my dear good friend. Even then, even after doing all these things, the elephant was very nice in his words. He was very polite in his words. He said, my dear good friend, your skin is harder than mine. You have got a very thick skin. You have got a very hard skin, okay. Your skin is thicker than mine, and as there is no enough room for both of us, in this hut there is no enough place for both of us, for both the elephant and the man, okay. You can afford to remain in the rain. The elephant said, so you just stand out in the rain, okay. You just stand out in the rain while I am protecting my delicate skin from the hailstorm, and I will protect my soft skin, your skin is very hard, so you can stay outside in the rain, but my skin is very soft, I will stay here. My skin is very delicate. Delicate means soft. Okay? So, I will be protecting my soft skin from the hailstorm. What is the hailstorm? Hailstorm means a rain in which pellets of ice fall down. Pieces of ice fall down from the clouds. Okay? We call it ಆಲಿಕಲ್ಲು ಮಳೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆಲಿಕಲ್ಲು ಮಳೆ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಕೇಳಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಹೇಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಮ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಆಲಿಕಲ್ಲು ಮಳೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನಾವು ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ವೇ ದ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಂಟ್ ದ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಹಟ್. ಆ ಆನೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆಸಿಕೊಂಡಿತು, ಸ್ನೇಹವನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆಸಿಕೊಂಡಿತು. ಆದರೆ ಒಂದು ದಿನ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಮಳೆ ಸುರಿಯುವಾಗ ಆ ಆನೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿ ಹೇಳಿತಂತೆ, ಓ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತನೇ, ನನ್ನ ಸೊಂಡಿಲು ಈ ಮಳೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒದ್ದೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ನನಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ನನ್ನ ಸೊಂಡಿಲನ್ನು ನಿನ್ನ ಮನೆಯ ಒಳಗೆ, ಗುಡಿಸಲಿನ ಒಳಗೆ ಇಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೆ ಅನುಮತಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಆನೆ ಕೇಳಿಕೊಳ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಈ ಆನೆಯ ಕಷ್ಟ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯನ್ನು ಕಂಡು ಅವನದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಪ್ಪಿಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಆಯಿತು, ನನ್ನ ಗುಡಿಸಲು ಬಹಳ ಚಿಕ್ಕದು, ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಜಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆದರೂ ನಿನ್ನ ಸೊಂಡಿಲನ್ನು ನನ್ನ ಗುಡಿಸಲಿನೊಳಗೆ ಇಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ. ಆದರೆ ಮುಂದೆ ನಡೆದದೇನು, ಆನೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಸೊಂಡಿಲನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಇಡ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತ. ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ಅದು ಸೊಂಡಿಲನ್ನು ಗುಡಿಸಲಿನ ಒಳಗೆ ತಂದಿತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತಾದಾಗ ತನ್ನ ತಲೆಯನ್ನು ಗುಡಿಸಲಿನ ಒಳಗೆ ತಂದಿತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಡೀ ಆನೆಯ ದೇಹವೇ ಆ ಗುಡಿಸಲಿನ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಹೊರಗೆ ಓಡಲೇಬೇಕಷ್ಟೆ. ಆ ಆನೆ ಎದುರು ಅವನಿಗೆ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಷ್ಟಾದರೂ ಈ ರೀತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಆಕ್ರಮಣಕಾರಿತ್ವವನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸಿದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಆ ಆನೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ನಯವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿತು, ನೋಡು, ನಿನ್ನ ಚರ್ಮ ಬಹಳ ಗಟ್ಟಿ ಇದೆ, ನನ್ನ ಚರ್ಮ ಬಹಳ ಮೆತ್ತಗೆ ಇದೆ, ನಾನು ಈ ಮಳೆಯಿಂದ ನನ್ನ ಚರ್ಮವನ್ನು ರಕ್ಷಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ, ನೀನು ಮಳೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಂತು ಬಿಡು ಅಂತ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಆನೆ ಆ ಮನುಷ್ಯನನ್ನು ಅವನೇ ಕಟ್ಟಿದ ಗುಡಿಸಲಿನಿಂದ ಹೊರಗೆ ಹಾಕಿತು. ಓಕೆ, ನಾವು ಲುಕ್ ಎಟ್ ದಿಸ್. The man, seeing what his friend had done to him, started to grumble. Now the man understood what the elephant had done to him. What has the elephant done to him? The elephant has thrown him out of his own hut. Okay, ಆ ಆನೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯನನ್ನು ಅವನೇ ಕಟ್ಟಿದ ಅವನ ಗುಡಿಸಲಿನಿಂದ ಹೊರಗೆ ಹಾಕಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. Okay, now the man understood this. Okay, the man, seeing what his friend had done to him, started to grumble. Now the man began to grumble. Grumble means to make a complaining sound. Okay, to make a complaining sound. Gonaguttu anta. Okay, the man started to grumble. The animals in the nearby forest heard this noise. So there was an argument, a heated argument between the animal and the man, and the other animals also of the forest also heard this. Okay, the other animals heard this. Okay, the animals in the nearby forest heard the noise and they came to see what was the matter. All the animals came there to see what had happened. What was the matter means what had happened. Okay, all stood around listening to the heated argument between the man and his friend. All the animals stood around these two creatures, the man and the elephant. All the animals gathered around these two. Okay, all stood around listening to the heated argument. Now there was a very angry argument. Heated argument means angry argument. Now ಬಿಸಿಯಾದ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ there was a heated argument between the elephant and the man and his friend the elephant. In this turmoil the lion came along roaring. Now so there was a turmoil. Turmoil means a disturbance, a commotion, a confusion, gaddala. Turmoil andre galate, gaddala. Okay, now in this turmoil the lion came along roaring. The lion also heard this quarrel and the lion also came there roaring, and he said in a loud voice. Now the lion was very angry. See, we call the lion the elephant, the king of the forest. Okay, the king of the forest. Now look at this. That lion came there. Okay, and he said in a loud voice, the lion said, don't you all know that I am the king of the jungle? He spoke in a very angry way. Okay? He said, don't you all know that I am the king of the jungle? How dare anyone disturb the peace of my kingdom? How can you take courage to disturb the peace of this kingdom? You are disturbing the peace of my kingdom. See, this forest is my kingdom. The lion said, you are disturbing the peace of this forest. How dare you do this? How can you take courage to do this? He said. Okay. On hearing this, the elephant, who was one of the high ministers in the jungle kingdom, replied in a soothing voice. When the elephant heard this, he spoke in a very consoling voice. Soothe means console or pacify. Samadhana padisu. Okay. Now, thus elephant spoke in a very nice voice, in a soothing voice, and that elephant was one of the top ministers of that kingdom, that forest kingdom. The lion was the king and he had got many ministers, and the lion was one of the ministers of that kingdom. Okay. Now, look at this. On hearing this, the elephant, who was one of the high ministers in the jungle kingdom, replied in a soothing voice and said, my lord, there is no disturbance of the peace in your kingdom. Oh Lord, he spoke very politely to the king, to the lion. He said, my lord, there is no disturbance of the peace in your kingdom. We are not upsetting the peace in your kingdom. We are not destroying the peace in your kingdom. I have only been having a little discussion with my friend here. We are not quarreling. We are not quarreling. We are just discussing. The elephant cleverly said. Okay, he said, we are just discussing with my friend here as to the possession of this little hut. We are discussing the possession of this little hut. Possession here means ownership. We are talking about the ownership of this hut. We are discussing who is the owner of this hut. Who does this hut belong to? Okay, we are discussing who does this hut belong to. We are not quarreling. The elephant was very clever. Okay, and he said, as to the possession of this little hut, which your lordship sees me occupying. Your lordship is the way of addressing the king. See, in the court you might have seen, we do not say to the judge you, we say your honor, your honor. Similarly, to a priest, to a religious priest, we do not say you, we have to say your worship. Similarly, to the king, we cannot address the king as you, we have to address him as your majesty or your lordship. That is the way of addressing the king. ರಾಜನನ್ನು ಸಂಬೋಧಿಸುವ ಒಂದು ಕ್ರಮ ಅದು. ಯುವರ್ ಲಾರ್ಡ್ಶಿಪ್, ರಾಜನನ್ನು ಯು, ನೀವು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ, ಯುವರ್ ಲಾರ್ಡ್ಶಿಪ್ ಆರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮೆಜೆಸ್ಟಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದ ಅನಿಮಲ್ ಸೆಡ್, we are just discussing the ownership of this hut. Okay, we are discussing who is the owner of this hut, whether myself or the man. Okay, the elephant said. Here, as to the possession of this little hut, which your lordship sees me occupying, but now you can see that I occupy this hut. Okay, now you can see that I occupy this hut. See, suppose there is a land dispute, suppose there is a quarrel about a land, about a property. The first important question that arises is this: who possesses that land now? ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಆಸ್ತಿಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ವಿವಾದ ಎದ್ದಾಗ ಒಂದು ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಈಗ ಆ ಜಾಗ ಯಾರ ಸ್ವಾಧೀನದಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಯಾರ ಒಡೆತನದಲ್ಲಿದೆ. That becomes very important. Now look at this. The elephant says, you can see that now I occupy this hut. Now the hut belongs to me. Okay, the elephant cleverly said to the king, the lion. The lion, who wanted to have peace and tranquility in his kingdom, replied in a noble voice, saying, I command my ministers to appoint a commission of inquiry to go thoroughly into this matter and report accordingly. Now, the lion, who wanted to have peace and tranquility in his kingdom. Look at this. The lion wanted to have peace and calmness. Tranquility means peacefulness, calmness. The lion always wanted that there should be peace in his kingdom. There should not be any disturbance. He should be happy. Okay. Now, the question that arises is this: the lion just wanted peace and tranquility, but did he want justice? Did he want justice? That is why they have put the words within the inverted commas. Okay. The lion wanted to have just peace and tranquility. The lion just wanted that there should not be any disturbance. ಅನೇಕ ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಮುಖಂಡರ ಬಯಕೆ ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಏನೇ ಆಗಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಗಲಾಟೆ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು. ಗಲಾಟೆ ಆದರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಹೆದರಿಕೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪಿ ಹೋಗ್ತದೋ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ, ಲುಕ್ ಎಟ್ ದಿಸ್, ದ ಲಯನ್ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ peace and tranquility in his kingdom. He replied in a noble voice. He replied in a very noble voice. Noble voice means very dignified voice. Okay, very dignified voice. He said, I command my ministers to appoint a commission of inquiry to go thoroughly into this matter and report accordingly. Now, the lion said, I command my ministers, I order all my ministers to appoint a commission of inquiry. Now, they should appoint a commission of inquiry. Commission means a group of people, okay, a body of people to solve a problem. Okay, the body of people formed to do an important work. Okay, commission andre ಆಯೋಗ. ನಾವು ಚುನಾವಣಾ ಆಯೋಗ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ಇಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್, ಯೋಜನಾ ಆಯೋಗ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಆಯೋಗ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಬಾಡಿ ಆಫ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಎ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ವರ್ಕ್. ಓಕೆ, formed to do a particular work. Now, look at this. Now, the lion said that the ministers must appoint a commission of inquiry. Inquiry means investigation, ತನಿಖೆ, ವಿಚಾರಣೆ, ವಿಚಾರಣಾ ಆಯೋಗ, commission of inquiry. Okay, to go thoroughly into this matter. This committee or this commission must study this matter completely. Thoroughly means completely, and report accordingly. And the commission must submit a report about this dispute. The commission must present a report about the quarrel between the elephant and the man. ಈಗ ರಾಜ ಲಯನ್ ಸಿಂಹ ಏನು ಆಜ್ಞಾಪಿಸ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿ ಒಂದು ಕಮಿಷನನ್ನು ರೂಪಿಸಬೇಕು, ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರಣಾ ಆಯೋಗವನ್ನು ರೂಪಿಸಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತು ಅವರು ಈ ಆನೆ ಮತ್ತು ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ನಡುವಿನ ವಿವಾದ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ, ಥೊರೋಲಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಅವರದನ್ನು ವಿಚಾರಿಸಿ ಅದನ್ನು ತನಿಖೆ ನಡೆಸಿ ಒಂದು ಸರಿಯಾದ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟನ್ನು ಮುಂದಿಡಬೇಕು. ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ವರದಿ. ರಾಜನ ಎದುರು ಸರಿಯಾದ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟನ್ನು ಮುಂದಿಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಆಜ್ಞಾಪಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. He then turned to the man and said, then he turned at the man. ಈಗ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಆತ ಮನುಷ್ಯನತ್ತ ತಿರುಗ್ತಾನೆ. Until now the lion did not speak to the king, to the man. Now he speaks to the man. Okay, he said, he then turned to the man and said, you have done well by establishing friendship with my people. You have done a good thing. Okay, you have done a good work by starting a friendship with my people. He calls the elephant one of his people. Okay, he says, you have done a good thing because you have started a friendship with my people, that is elephant, especially with the elephant who is one of my honorable ministers of state. That this elephant is a very respectable minister of my state. Okay, he said, do not grumble anymore, do not complain anymore. Grumble means complain. Okay, do not grumble anymore, your hut is not lost to you. Don't think that you have lost your hut. Your hut is yours. Don't worry about that. ನಿನ್ನ ಗುಡಿಸಲು ಕಳೆದು ಹೋಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಚಿಂತೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಡ. Okay, your hut is not lost to you. Wait until the sitting of my imperial commission. Wait until the sitting. Sitting means meeting. Okay, wait until the meeting of my imperial commission takes place. Imperial commission means royal commission. a commission formed by the king. Imperial andre rajana, okay. Until the sitting of my imperial commission, and there you will be given plenty of opportunities to state your case. In that meeting, you will have enough time and enough chance. Opportunity means chance. You will have enough chance to tell about your problem. Okay. The king said to the man, okay, soon the meeting of this commission will take place, and that meeting you will have enough time and enough chance to talk about your problem. I am sure that you will be pleased with the findings of the commission. I am very sure, I am certain that you will be very happy with the report presented by the commission. When the commission presents its report, when you read that report, you will be really happy. The lion said to the man, okay, pleased means happy, okay. The man was very pleased by these sweet words from the king of the jungle. Hearing the words of the lion is also the king of the jungle, king of the forest. Hearing the words of the lion, the man was very happy. He was very happy. The man was very pleased by these sweet words from the king of the jungle and innocently waited for his opportunity. And the man innocently means not knowing anything. See, we call the child innocent. Innocent ಅಂದರೆ ಮುಗ್ಧ. ಮಗುವಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಮಗುವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮುಗ್ಧ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಮುಗ್ಧ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದ ಸರಳ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ. Okay, the man was also like that. He was very good. He was very innocent, and the man began to wait for the meeting of the commission innocently. Okay, innocently. The man was very pleased, and he waited for his opportunity in the belief that naturally the hut would be returned to him. The man believed that one day or the other his hut would be given back to him. One day or the other he will get back his hut. ಆ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಏನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ದಿನ ಆ ಗುಡಿಸಲು ತನಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಯೇ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ತಾನು ಕಟ್ಟಿದ ಗುಡಿಸಲು ತನ್ನ ಗುಡಿಸಲು ಕೆಲವು ದಿನಗಳ ನಂತರವಾದರೂ ತನಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. He thought like that. The elephant, obeying the command of his master, got busy with the other ministers to appoint the commission of inquiry. Now the elephant began to get very busy. He started his work. He began to follow the order of his master, the lion. What is the order of the master or the lion? What is the order of the lion? To form a commission of inquiry. Now the elephant began to form the commission of inquiry, okay, as it was ordered by the king. Okay. The elephant, obeying the command of his master, got busy with other ministers. Other ministers also helped the elephant to appoint this commission of inquiry. To appoint the commission of inquiry, the following elders of the jungle were appointed to sit in the commission. The following elders means seniors. Okay. The following senior members of the forest were appointed to work as the members of the commission. Who are these animals? Who are the members of the commission? The first member was rhinoceros. You know what is rhinoceros? ಖಡ್ಗಮೃಗ. ಅದರ ಮುಖದ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕೋಡು ಇರ್ತದೆ. Now that rhinoceros, that wild animal, that very strong and wild animal, rhinoceros, that was the first member of the commission. Mr. Buffalo, the second member was buffalo. Buffalo is also a very strong and dangerous animal. Okay, buffalo, ಕಾಡು ಕೋಣ. Buffalo andre ಕಾಡು ಕೋಣ. Mr. Alligator. Mr. Alligator is another animal or another creature. It is like a small crocodile. Okay, it is like it is a small sized crocodile. Now crocodile is also very dangerous. Alligator is also very dangerous. Now alligator was another member. The Right Honorable Mr. Fox to act as the chairman. Who became the head of the commission, the chairman of the commission? Just imagine, Right Honorable Mr. Fox, RTHON, it is Right Honorable. It is a title given by the British government. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಎ ಟೈಟಲ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಬೈ ದ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಕಿಂಗ್. ಹಿಂದಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಜ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ ಒಂದು ಬಿರುದು, ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ ಒಂದು ಬಿರುದು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಚ್ ಎ ಟೈಟಲ್ ವಾಸ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಬೈ ದ ಫಾಕ್ಸ್, ರೈಟ್ ಆನರೇಬಲ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಫಾಕ್ಸ್ ಟು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಆಸ್ ದ chairman. Mr. Fox was appointed as the chairman of the commission. What is the fox famous for? Fox is famous for cunningness, ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಫಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನರಿ. ನರಿ ಮೋಸಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಸರುವಾಸಿ, ಮೋಸ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಸರುವಾಸಿ. ನಾವು such a cunning animal, Mr. Fox was made the chairman of the commission, and Mr. Leopard to act as the secretary to the commission. Another dangerous animal, leopard, chirate, chirate. Now that became the secretary of the commission. Okay. Now on seeing the personnel, the man protested and asked if it was not necessary to include in this commission a member from his side. Now when the man saw the list of the members, he was unhappy, he was displeased, because on seeing the personnel means members of the commission, the man protested, he opposed it, he opposed the list, because and asked if it was not necessary to include in this commission a member from his side. All the members were animals, there is no human being, there is not even one human being in this commission. So the man was unhappy, he was displeased with the commission. So he said, the man protested and asked if it was not necessary to include in this commission a member from his side. ಈಗ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಈ ಆಯೋಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಮಿಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿರುವವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು, ನಾನೊಬ್ಬ ಮನುಷ್ಯ, ನನ್ನ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಾದರೂ ಬೇಡವಾ? Shouldn't there be at least one member from my side? Okay, he said. But he was told that it was impossible. But those animals said to him, no, this is not possible. It is not possible to include a member from the man's side. Okay, they said. Look at this. He was told that it was impossible. Why? Since no one from his side was well enough educated to understand the intricacy of the jungle law. They said it was impossible. All the animals said that it was impossible to include a single member from the man's side, because there is no one single man who is enough educated to understand the complexities of the jungle law. Intricacies means complexities. They said, see, the rules of the jungle are very complex, very difficult to understand. All the men are uneducated in that. They do not have the education to understand the complexities of the jungle law. Further, that there was nothing to fear. The animal said, you don't have to fear. Okay, you need not fear about the outcome of this commission, because there was nothing to fear, for the members of the commission were all men of repute. Repute means fame, khyati. Okay, khyati. He said all the members of this commission are very famous. Okay, they are very famous men. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಬಹಳ ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧರಾದ ಜನಗಳು. They are not ordinary people. Okay, they are very famous men. Okay, repute for their impartiality in justice. What are they famous for? They are famous for their impartiality in justice. Impartiality means not taking sides. See, when a judge gives his judgment, he must give an impartial judgment. Okay, he must see who is right and who is wrong, and he must give the judgment accordingly, so that the justice is given to the right man. Okay, that is called impartiality. But suppose a judge gives a judgment in favor of a person who is close to him, then we can say that the judge is partial to that man. Then that man is, that judge is partial to that man. ಈಗ ಒಬ್ಬ ಜಡ್ಜ್ ತೀರ್ಪು ಕೊಡುವಾಗ ಯಾರು ತಪ್ಪು ಯಾರು ಸರಿ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿ ತೀರ್ಪು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಅನ್ಯಾಯ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ನ್ಯಾಯ ಸಿಕ್ಕುವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ತೀರ್ಪು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಆ ರೀತಿಯ ತೀರ್ಪನ್ನು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ನಾವು? ಇಂಪಾರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಜಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ನಿಷ್ಪಕ್ಷಪಾತದ ತೀರ್ಪು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಂಪಾರ್ಷಿಯಾಲಿಟಿ ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಷ್ಪಕ್ಷಪಾತ. ಓಕೆ, ನಿಷ್ಪಕ್ಷಪಾತ. ನಾವು the members of the all the animals said to the man, all the members of the commission were all men of repute for their impartiality in justice. All these men are famous for their impartiality in justice. They do not take any sides. Okay, they do not take any sides. Okay, and as they were gentlemen chosen by God to look after the interests of the race, less adequately endowed with the teeth and claws. The animal said another thing about the members of the commission. What is it? They were gentlemen chosen by God. They are the gentlemen whom God himself has chosen as the member. ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಅವರು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳಲ್ಲ, ಅವರನ್ನು ದೇವರೇ ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, they spoke very nicely, said they are chosen by God. Why? To look after the interests of the race, less adequately endowed with the teeth and claws. They are chosen to protect the interests. Here interest does not mean curiosity. No, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಆಸಕ್ತಿ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಹಿತಾಸಕ್ತಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜಸ್, ಓಕೆ, ಆರ್ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಹಿತಾಸಕ್ತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅರ್ಥ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಆಸಕ್ತಿ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ನಾವು ದ ಎನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಸೇ ಟು ದ ಮ್ಯಾನ್, God has chosen these animals as the members to look after the interests of the race. Race means a species. Okay, a species, jananga, less adequately endowed with the teeth and claws. The animals who are not properly given with teeth and claws. Endowed means gifted or given. Okay, God has chosen these members to protect the interests of the species who are not properly given with teeth and claws. Claws means long nails. Okay, long nails, panju athava uguru. Okay, now which is this race which is not properly given with the teeth and claws? That is the human race. The human race, the people, man, the human beings do not have strong teeth and strong claws. Okay, their teeth and claws are very delicate. Okay, very delicate. Now the animals say God has chosen these members to protect the interests of the race who are not properly endowed with the teeth and claws. That means the human race, human beings. God has chosen these members to protect the interests of the human beings. Therefore you need not worry, they said to the man, he might rest assured, so you can take rest in peace. ನೀನು ಭರವಸೆಯಿಂದ ನೆಮ್ಮದಿಯಿಂದ ಇರಬಹುದು. ಅಶ್ಯೂರ್ಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನೆಮ್ಮದಿಯಿಂದ. You can take rest in peace that they would investigate the matter with the greatest care. You can believe that these members will enquire this case in the with the greatest care. Care here means responsibility or carefulness. They will carefully analyze this case and report impartially, and they will give a report which is very impartial. Okay, very just. Okay, they said. The commission sat to take the evidence. Now the king had promised to the man that soon the meeting of the commission of inquiry will take place, and in that meeting his problem will be discussed. Okay, just as the king had said, soon after that the meeting of the commission took place. The commission sat to take the evidence. Okay, the commission called a meeting to take the proofs. Evidence means proofs. Okay, proofs. The Right Honorable Mr. Elephant was first called. When the meeting began, they called the elephant first to give his statement. Okay. Right Honorable Mr. Elephant, that is the title given by the British King. Okay. Right Honorable. Now, the Right Honorable Mr. Elephant was first called. That elephant was first called to give his statement before the commission. He came along with a superior air, brushing his tusks with a sapling which Mrs. Elephant had provided, and in an authoritative voice said. Now, when the elephant came to the meeting of the commission, he came in a very fashionable manner. When the world leaders come to the meetings, they come in a very grand manner. They hold very costly things. They may wear very costly watch, or they may be holding a very costly bag, or their dresses will be also very costly, very posh. Okay. Similarly, the elephant, when he came to the meeting, he came in a very fashionable manner. Okay. The Right Honorable Minister Elephant was first called. He came along with a superior air. Here, air does not mean wind. Here, air means look, nota. Okay. The elephant came to the meeting with a noble look, in a very fashionable manner, brushing his tusks with a sapling. He came rubbing his tusks with a small plant. Okay. Sapling means a young plant. The elephant held a plant, and he was rubbing the tusks when he came to the meeting. That means the elephant came to the meeting in a very fashionable manner. Okay. In a very fashionable manner with a superior air, brushing his tusks. Tusks andre ಆನೆಯ ಕೋಡುಗಳು. ಆ ಕೋಡುಗಳನ್ನು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಗಿಡದಿಂದ ಉಜ್ಜುತ್ತಾ ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಯಾಷನೇಬಲ್ ಆದ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಆನೆ ಮೀಟಿಂಗಿಗೆ ಬಂತಂತೆ. ಬ್ರಷಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಟಸ್ಕ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಎ ಸ್ಯಾಪ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ವಿಚ್ ಮಿಸಸ್ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡೆಡ್. That sapling was given to the elephant by his wife. Mrs. Elephant means wife. See, when a big man goes to join a meeting or to attend a function, his wife provides all the necessary things to the husband. ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಈಗ ಒಬ್ಬ ದೊಡ್ಡ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿಗಾದರೂ ಹೊರಟಾಗ ಅವನ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗುವ ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನು ಒದಗಿಸಿಕೊಡ್ತಾಳೆ. In the same way, when the elephant had started to this meeting, his wife had provided him with this beautiful sapling, okay, that plant, okay, which Mrs. Elephant had provided, and in an authoritative voice he said, and he spoke in a very authoritative voice. Authoritative means a powerful voice. He spoke in a very strong way. He said, "Gentlemen of the jungle," he addressed the members of the commission. "Gentlemen of the jungle, there is no need for me to waste your valuable time in relating a story. I don't want to waste all your time with my story. I don't want to tell the whole story of this dispute," the elephant said. Okay. "There is no need for me to waste your valuable time in relating a story." To relate a story means to tell a story or to narrate a story. Okay. "I don't want to waste your time narrating the story of the quarrel between myself and this man." Okay. He said, in relating a story which I am sure you all know, because I don't want to tell this story because all of you know this story. All of you know this story. So, I don't want to repeat the story. I have always regarded it as my duty to protect the interests of my friends. I always believed that it is my duty to protect the interests of my friends. ನನ್ನ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರ ಹಿತಾಸಕ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನು ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ನನ್ನ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ತಿಳಿದಿದ್ದೆ. Okay. The elephant says, okay, look at this. He says, "I have always regarded it as my duty to protect the interests of my friends, and this appears to have caused the misunderstanding between myself and my friend here. Perhaps this belief of mine," which is that belief? "It is my duty to protect the interests of my friends." Okay, that is my belief. Perhaps this appears to have caused the misunderstanding between myself and my friend here. Perhaps this belief of mine has created a misunderstanding between myself and my friend man. Okay? This man has misunderstood me. Okay? The elephant says. Okay? It has caused the misunderstanding between myself and my friend here. He invited me to save his hut from being blown away by a hurricane. Look at how the elephant cleverly justifies his act. He says, the man invited me to go into his hut because his hut was in a danger of being blown away by the storm. ನೋಡಿ, ಆನೆ ಬಹಳ ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತಿಕೆಯಿಂದ ಸುಳ್ಳು ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಆನೆ ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ, ಈ ಮನುಷ್ಯನೇ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಅವನ ಗುಡಿಸಲಿನ ಒಳಗೆ ಬರುವಂತೆ ಹೇಳಿದ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಅವನ ಗುಡಿಸಲು ಬಿರುಗಾಳಿಯಿಂದ ಬೀಸಿ ಹೋಗುವ, ನಾಶವಾಗುವ ಅಪಾಯದಲ್ಲಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ದಟ್ ಹಟ್, ದ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಇನ್ವೈಟೆಡ್ ಮೀ ಟು ಎಂಟರ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಹಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ದ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ ಸೇಸ್, he invited me to save his hut from being blown away by a hurricane. Hurricane means a strong wind, birugali. Okay? Hurricane. As the hurricane had gained access owing to the unoccupied space in the hut. Look at the cleverness of the elephant. He says, as the hurricane had gained access, gain access means get entry. Okay? Get entry. Okay? Owing to the means because of the unoccupied space in the hut. The hurricane could enter the man's hut because there was a lot of empty space in the hut. ಆ ಬಿರುಗಾಳಿ ಆ ಗುಡಿಸಲಿನ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾಶ ಮಾಡುವ ಅಪಾಯ ಇತ್ತು. ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಆ ಗುಡಿಸಲಿನ ಒಳಗೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಖಾಲಿ ಜಾಗ ಇತ್ತು. There was a lot of unoccupied space. Unoccupied space means empty space. Okay? There was a lot of unoccupied space in the hut. I considered it necessary in my friend's own interest to turn that undeveloped space to a more economic use by sitting in it myself. So, the elephant says, I considered it necessary in my friend's own interest to turn that undeveloped space to a more economic use. So, there was a lot of undeveloped space inside the man's hut. There was a lot of unused space inside the man's hut. And I thought that it is good to use that hut or use that space, okay, in a man's own interest. ಮತ್ತು ಆ ಒಳಗಿನ ಖಾಲಿ ಜಾಗವನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸುವುದು ಅದು ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ಹಿತದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದಲೇ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು, ಆತನ ಹಿತಾಸಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದಲೇ ಅದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು. It is better to occupy or it is better to use that space, he says, in the interest of the man, to turn that undeveloped space to a more economic use by sitting in it myself. I wanted to occupy that empty place by sitting there myself. Okay? The elephant says, with equal readiness, a duty which any of you would undoubtedly have performed. You might have done it yourself if you were in my position, he says. A duty which any of you would undoubtedly have performed with equal readiness in similar situations. If you were in my situation, if you were in the same situation, you would also have done the same thing. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ನೀವು ನನ್ನ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದರೆ ನೀವು ಕೂಡ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಡೆದುಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ, ನೀವು ಕೂಡ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ. ಓಕೆ, ದ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ ಸೇಸ್. ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ವೇ ದ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿಫೈಸ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ರೀತಿಯ ಆನೆ ತನ್ನ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಸಮರ್ಥಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ತದೆ. ಅದೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಮನುಷ್ಯನೇ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಆ ಗುಡಿಸಲಿನ ಒಳಗೆ ಬರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ. ನೋಡಿ, ಒಂದು ಸುಳ್ಳು ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ, ಬಹಳ ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತಿಕೆಯಿಂದ ಆ ಆನೆ ಸುಳ್ಳು ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಮನುಷ್ಯನೇ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಗುಡಿಸಲಿನ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗುವಂತೆ ಆಮಂತ್ರಿಸಿದ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಆ ಗುಡಿಸಲು ಬಿರುಗಾಳಿಯಿಂದ ಕೊಚ್ಚಿ ಹೋಗುವ ಅಪಾಯದಲ್ಲಿತ್ತು, ಬೀಸಿ ಹೋಗುವ ಅಪಾಯದಲ್ಲಿತ್ತು. ಮತ್ತು ಆ ಬಿರುಗಾಳಿ ಆ ಗುಡಿಸಲಿನ ಒಳಗೆ ಪ್ರವೇಶಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇತ್ತು. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಖಾಲಿ ಜಾಗ ಇತ್ತು, ಅನ್ಆಕ್ಯುಪೈಡ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಅದರಿಂದಾಗಿ ಆ ಗುಡಿಸಲು ಬೀಸಿ ಹೋಗುವ ಅಪಾಯದಲ್ಲಿತ್ತು. ಮತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನು ರಕ್ಷಿಸಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಖಾಲಿ ಜಾಗವನ್ನು ತುಂಬಬೇಕು, ಅದನ್ನು ತುಂಬಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತು ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಆ ಖಾಲಿ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನೇ ಹೋಗಿ ಕುಳಿತುಕೊಳ್ಳಲು ನಿಶ್ಚಯಿಸಿದೆ. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ನೀವೇನಾದರೂ ನನ್ನ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿರ್ತೀರೆ ನೀವು ಇದೇ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರಿ, ನೀವು ಕೂಡ ಇದೇ ರೀತಿ ವರ್ತಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ. ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ವೇ ದ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ justifies his act. Okay? After hearing the Right Honorable Mr. Elephant's conclusive evidence, the commission called Mr. Haina and other elders of the jungle, who all supported what Mr. Elephant had said. Now, after hearing the Right Honorable Mr. Elephant's conclusive evidence, now the statement given by the elephant looked very conclusive. Conclusive means final. It looked very final to the other members. Okay? ಈಗ ಈ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ನ ಮಾತು ಉಳಿದ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸಿಗೆ ಅದೊಂದು ನಿರ್ಣಾಯಕವಾದ ಮಾತು, ಇದೇ ನಿಜವಾದ ಮಾತು ಅಂತ ಕಂಡಿತು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಎನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್, ಆಲ್ ದ ಎನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ವೇರ್ ದ ಸಪೋರ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ದೇ ಥಾಟ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಬೈ ದ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಸಿವ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಫೈನಲ್. After hearing the Right Honorable Mr. Elephant's conclusive evidence, the commission called Mr. Haina and other elders of the jungle. Then the commission members called the other elders of the jungle. Who were they? One of the elder members was Haina. Okay? Haina andre katte kiruba. Okay? That is also a very cruel animal. Okay? They called Mr. Haina and other elders of the jungle, who all supported what Mr. Elephant had said. All these animals said that the elephant was right. All the animals supported the elephant. Okay? Then they called the man who began to give his own account of the dispute. After that, they called the man. Now, he began to give his account of the dispute. Here, account does not mean the accounts in commerce. It has a different meaning in commerce. Here, account means description. Account here means description. Okay? Now, look at this. They then called the man who began to give his own account of the dispute. Dispute means quarrel. Now, the man began to give his description of the quarrel between himself and the elephant. ಈಗ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ತನ್ನ ವಿವರಣೆಯನ್ನು, ತನ್ನ ಮತ್ತು ಆನೆಯ ನಡುವಿನ ಜಗಳದ ತನ್ನ ವಿವರಣೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ಬಟ್ ದ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಕಟ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಶಾರ್ಟ್. ಬಟ್ ದ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಡಿಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಲೋ ಹಿಮ್ ಟು ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ಮಚ್. ದೇ ಕಟ್ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಹಿಸ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ದೇ ಕಟ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್, ಮೈ ಗುಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಕನ್ಫೈನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಟು ರಿಲೆವೆಂಟ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್. ದೇ ಸೆಡ್, ಯು ನೀಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಅಸ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್. You need not tell us everything, because we already know the story. So, you don't tell us everything, you just limit your description to related matters. Relevant issues means related matters. You don't tell us all the unrelated things. ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇಲ್ಲದ ಅರ್ಥಾರ್ಥ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇಲ್ಲದ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳಬೇಡ, ಕೇವಲ ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ನೀನು ನಮಗೆ ಹೇಳು. Why? We have already heard the circumstances from various unbiased sources. Because we have already heard the circumstances of the quarrel between yourself and the elephant from various impartial sources. Unbiased sources means impartial sources. Okay? We have heard the circumstances from various unbiased sources. All we wish you tell us is whether the undeveloped space in your hut was occupied by anyone else before Mr. Elephant assumed his position. You have to tell us only one thing. You don't have to tell us everything. We already know that. You have to tell us only one thing. ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಮನುಷ್ಯನಲ್ಲಿ ನೀನು ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ನಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ನಿಷ್ಪಕ್ಷಪಾತ ಮೂಲಗಳಿಂದ ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ಸಂಗ್ರಹಿಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸೊ you have to tell us only one thing. What is it? Whether the undeveloped space in your hut was occupied by anyone else before elephant assumed his position. Assume here means take. Before the elephant took his position in your hut, was that undeveloped, unoccupied space occupied by any other animal? You have to tell us only one thing. ನೀನು ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀನು ನಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರವನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಏನಂದರೆ, ನಿನ್ನ ಗುಡಿಸಲಿನ ಒಳಗಿನ ಖಾಲಿ ಜಾಗವನ್ನು ಆನೆ ಆಕ್ರಮಿಸುವುದರ ಮೊದಲು ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಆ ಖಾಲಿ ಜಾಗವನ್ನು ಆಕ್ರಮಿಸಿತ್ತ? ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟೆಲ್ ಅಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ವಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ದ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್? Automatically he must say no. He has to say no, because before the animal came there, no other animal occupied that place. It was empty. Automatically the man has to answer no. So the man began to answer no, but he has to answer no, but he wanted to continue the answer. But the animals did not allow him to speak. Before he continued, they said, but at this point the commission declared that they had heard sufficient evidence from both sides. As soon as the man answered no, they declared that they had collected enough information. At this point the commission declared that they had heard sufficient evidence from both the sides. Sufficient evidence means enough evidence, okay, from both the sides, and retired to consider their decision. Now they went away to discuss their judgment. After hearing the things told by the elephant and the man, they went away to decide their judgment. Okay. Now after enjoying a delicious meal at the expense of the right honorable Mr. Elephant, they reached their verdict. Now it was a midday. They went to take their meals. Okay, the members of the commission were given very delicious meals. ಈಗ ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನದ ಹೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ, ಈಗ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಊಟದ ಹೊತ್ತು. ಆ ಕಮಿಷನ್ನ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸಿಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಊಟವನ್ನು ಒದಗಿಸಲಾಗಿತ್ತು. Now who had provided that meal? The elephant had provided the meals. At the expense of the elephant. That means the elephant had given the bills of the meals. Okay. After enjoying a delicious meal at the expense of the right honorable Mr. Elephant, they reached their verdict. Now they gave their judgment. Verdict means judgment. They called the man and declared as follows. They called the man and they said, okay, they said, in our opinion, this dispute has arisen through a regrettable misunderstanding due to the backwardness of your ideas. Now they said, the animals said, or the members of the commission said, dear man, this quarrel between yourself and the elephant has arisen because of the backwardness of your ideas. Your ideas are very backward. ನಿನ್ನ ಆಲೋಚನೆಗಳು ಬಹಳ ಹಿಂದುಳಿದ ಆಲೋಚನೆಗಳು. ನಿನಗೆ ಆಧುನಿಕ ಆಲೋಚನೆಗಳಿಲ್ಲ. You have not got modern ideas. All your ideas are very backward ideas. Therefore, this misunderstanding has arisen between yourself and the elephant, and because of this misunderstanding, this quarrel has taken place.